All right, so today I just want to talk about being sensible or grounded. Those two words are synonyms. Grounded just means to be sensible. And when we start talking about being successful and going to different levels and really accomplishing what you want to accomplish and growing and becoming better and really being the version of yourself that you always have daydreamed about being, you're going to have to be grounded or sensible. Meaning, once again, we already talked about having a plan. We've already talked about that. Having plans, having goals, writing them down, being real with yourself about where you are. Now that you've done that, you need to be sensible. Meaning the things that you're thinking and doing need to make sense for where you say you want to go and what you say you want to do. It makes sense to have a plan. It makes sense to research and study whatever it is that you're going after. That's the sensible thing to do. And a lot of you, you're not grounded because what you're doing doesn't make sense. And that's also why you're not progressing. Some of the content that you're spending your time consuming and concerning yourself with, some of the conversations that you're wasting time having, some of the people and places that you're going and surrounding yourself with, it does not make sense. Like, let me give you a practical example. Some of you, you want to get to a certain financial state, but you also want to be a little player. You think you can do both, and you're making choices that don't make sense. Like you're spending money that you really don't have and really should not be spending because you want to have casual encounters with women that you shouldn't be dealing with. You want to go to Ruth Chris or buy this steak or fly this one out, or you're sending this one money for this and sending this one money for that. And she says she don't do no coffee dates. It doesn't make sense, especially when you look at it like this. A lot of you, not only does it not make sense for your financial goals, but at the same time, you're consuming content that's always talking about how bad the women are. So on the one hand, it's illogical for your financial future. And on the other hand, it's illogical because why would you be spending this money on these very women who you consume all this content about how bad they are? It doesn't make sense what you're doing. That's the problem. And what I'm realizing with a lot of young males, not men in general, but particularly a lot of younger males, is that you're not grounded and you're not making sensible decisions because you really don't have and I've said this so many times before, but it applies. You don't have established core beliefs or values. There's nothing really concrete or solid that you believe in. One minute you following behind the Andrew Tate, the next minute it might be a Kevin Samuels, the next minute it might be um, whoever's displaying what you think is masculinity on social media. One minute you're looks maxing, one minute you're talking about choosing signals, next minute you're talking about code approach or Riz. Next minute you're talking about mode one. Then you're talking about passport bro. Then you're talking about SYSBM. You just all over the place. You jump from thing to thing, from personality to personality, from group to group. And that's what's keeping you from progressing. Without a foundation, the builders build in vain. The house divided against itself cannot stand. You have to figure out what you believe in. Something concrete. meaning it is there. It don't move. It's solid. But you will always go in circles until you figure out and establish, what do I believe in? Because you're going to go from thing to thing. And what a lot of you are doing is you got a whole bunch of stuff and you're trying to combine it into one. You're trying to combine the FBA with the red pill, with the this, with the that, with the SYSBM. You're trying to combine the black pill with the MGTOW, with the right wing. With you're just trying to put a whole bunch of stuff together and make it into something. That's what you're trying to do. It doesn't make sense. Now that you've identified where you are, you've established what you believe in, you have a plan for going forward. All of that don't mean nothing if you don't have a set of core beliefs that ground you. Because if you're not grounded, you're going to make nonsensical decisions. That's going to keep you going around in a loop. That's why Proverbs, I think it's the 3rd chapter, says, with all you're getting, get an understanding. You need to understand who you are, what you believe in. Because truth be told, that's how so many of you are being deceived, and you're wasting your time and you're wasting your money and you're going around in circles because you don't know what you believe in. So anybody can turn on the camera and say something that sounds cool, it sounds interesting, and next thing you know, you looking for, you're trying to be a moderator, you're trying to be a channel member, you're spending all your money over there, you all in the comments section, you all hopping on the panel, you over there hours on end. The next thing you know, you're on TikTok and you consuming the same kind of content. Next thing you know, you arguing with people, defending the stranger. And based on this person, you're adopting a philosophy or a slogan or a talking point, and you don't even realize that this is this person's 5th rebrand. And that they do this stuff on the internet for a living. So they always have to shape shift so that way they can keep an audience, because this is how they pay their bills. See, they're jumping from thing to thing to thing because they need to be relevant in the algorithm to pay their bills. And you're following behind them, jumping from thing to thing to thing, but you don't do this for a living. So you're just stuck and stagnant, helping them pay their bills. You need to figure out what you believe in, what you stand for. And that's not the same as figuring out what you're against. Because a lot of guys, they real good at that. I'm against the left. I'm against these women. I'm against the marriage. Okay. But what do you believe? What do you stand for? What do you believe is right and wrong, up and down, left and right? That's the question. Really think about that. What do you believe is left from right, up from down, right and wrong? What do you believe is the proper romantic relationship with the woman, and why? And do your actions line up with what you say you believe? What is your political or social or religious philosophy? Why is that? And are you grounded in that? Or are you jumping from here to there? Get grounded.
If belief is a construct, then like any other construct, it can be manipulated and changed. And if that's the game that we're playing, if I can construct my belief system, if I can choose at any moment to believe something that's more empowering than I was believing the moment before, and that will actually find its way into my actions, allow me to do things that I couldn't do the moment before, then it's like that moment in the Matrix where Neo realizes he knows Kung Fu. To me, the very fundamental purpose of life is to find out how many skills I can acquire that have utility and then put that utility to the test in service of something greater than myself.